don't put them on the palette yet. If you don't have green, that's okay. But at least these other 5.
Wait. Red. Green. HWP. Green. Let's see how green. Green. And yellow.
So today we're gonna do a nice landscape painting. So it was Remembrance Day yesterday, so we'll do an easy poppy field. So we'll paint our sky and the green floor and the red flowers. So I am using canvas paper. This is the painting we did last week. I am going to, I just put tape on the edge here so I don't go over my other paintings, and I also I don't need to worry too much about the borders, but you don't need to do that if you have your one canvas or paper. So make sure you have your water, paper towel, and like always, we're gonna start with the sky. So I'll give you 2 minutes just to finish getting everything set up. We're gonna put blue and white on our canvas. Blue and white for now. If you have, you don't need to do this, but if you have masking tape, you can grab a piece and put it across right in the middle. So that way here you'll paint blue and this will stay white if you want to. If you have this kind of masking tape laying around, if not, I'm not gonna do it, but if not, you can just make sure you draw a straight line. So I'm just starting to get my colors, so blue and white. So I'm just going to review what we're doing today. We're going to do a quick painting. If you have these 5 colors on the side, keep them close. If at some point you need, if you don't have green, that's fine. At least yellow, blue, red, white, and black. And in my palette, the first two colors I am going to put in my palette are blue and white. I am going to grab a flat brush, the biggest one you have, and we're gonna start with blue. So if you have a light blue to start with, maybe you can put just blue, but mine is a bit dark, so I'm gonna add a little bit of white, but it's still dark. I'm gonna get this blue and start at the top. Just at the top. And as always, when I do the first layer for the background, I go a bit fast just because my paint dries fast. But I'll be repeating what I'm doing so you are able to catch up with me. So I have blue. I added just a little bit of white. And I'm painting the top. I want to paint maybe half or maybe less than half for the sky. Left to right. Now I have my blue, the one I just mixed, and I add a little bit of white. Just a little bit, but enough to see the difference. And then I go farther down. And it's easier if your paint is still wet because it'll blend nicely. That's why you have to be a little bit fast and not spend too much time on the first layers. So again, I started with a medium blue at the top, and as I go down, I add more white. I think I'm almost done with my sky. Don't want to go past where I am right now. So I'm just getting the lightest blue I'm going to do today. Make sure you have lots of paint in your brush for this last line. It'll be easier. So you put the edge of the brush and drag it across. Lots of paint on your brush. It'll make it easier. Doesn't have to be perfect. And that's our sky. So I'll give you a few minutes just to catch up. And I am done with my blue, so I'll put this brush in water right away. if you're done with your sky, now we're gonna let's do the green section next, the background, and then we'll go back to the clouds. So if you have a green that is already mixed, you can use that one. A green like this. If you don't have this kind of green, remember you can mix your green by mixing yellow and blue. I'm gonna mix mine just to show those of you who don't have this kind of green. So I put yellow in my palette on the side. You can use the same brush, but it's now clean. So I have yellow and blue. I'll bring it over here. Maybe 50-50 and start mixing. If it's too dark, too blue, I add more yellow. So we'll do the same as the blue. So my first green is a medium green. And this time we'll start at the bottom. And as we go up, we can add a little bit more yellow. Because when you see a picture of a landscape, usually what's closer to you looks darker. As objects are farther away, they look more hazy or lighter. I'm gonna mix quite a bit just so I don't have to mix every single time. If you have the green color already mixed, as you go up, you can add yellow or a little bit of white. Try the yellow first to see if it changes. I know I'm going fast, but I just don't want my paint to dry. So again, at the bottom, I want it darker. As I'm going up, I want it lighter. And if you do it quick enough so it doesn't dry, it blends nicely. And at the very top, remember we want it to be light and you want to have lots of paint on your brush so you can drag it easily on the edge of the brush and go slowly. So anytime you want to paint a landscape, remember to do what's the horizon, what's in the horizon, what's far, just a little bit lighter. And I'm done with the green for now, so I'm gonna wash my brush. I always wipe it down first to remove the excess and to keep my water just a bit cleaner. And then wash. And if you're done with your green, now we're gonna, hopefully this is dry, I think so. We're gonna do clouds, just a few here and there. Remember with clouds, I like to start with a gray, a light gray, and then work my way to the white. So we're gonna use black and white for the skies. So have black on your palette now. And if you were using a bigger brush, you can now switch to a smaller one. It can be still flat. So I'm gonna start mixing a very light gray. So I'm gonna take it over here. It's too dark still. Lots of white. And I'm gonna add, so I have a like a lighter gray, but it's still gray. I'm gonna add a drop of blue. Remember, when I add a color, I put it on the side and slowly mix it in. And with this grayish color, we're gonna draw the bottom of our clouds. Just small circles next to each other. I'm gonna keep going with my next color. You can take your time, but I don't want my gray to dry. So this is the gray I use first. I'll keep it and I'll add a lot more white. And I go over the shapes I already created with more circles, round, fluffy clouds. If you need more time, take your time. So notice I draw kind of circles right next to each other. I don't want to completely cover my first color. And remember to hold your brush far back. If you're here like a pencil, your movement will be limited. This is, sometimes we draw like this, but painting, even if you're drawing, hold your brush further back. And also it makes you be a little bit farther back from your painting, because sometimes when we're painting here, our eyes are also too close and we forget to look at the entire picture. Now I'm going to add even more white to my gray. So in this whole painting, we start with a medium color and then just add white and layers. And I just keep drawing big circles or smaller circles. Now I'm at the top. At the top, this is make sure you can really see the round shape of your circles. You can make them smaller, larger ones.
picture, I got
Yeah.
confused. Is this the whole entire picture? Because I
Yes.
thought that you told me to cut half. So I put it on the bottom. So this is actually I can use the whole page, right?
Yes. Yeah, but that
God.
looks good. Yeah.
That's why I like to see the original whole picture so I can touch
Oh,
the
it's just
size.
for this painting. I don't have a picture. It's just from.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
this is the whole entire picture already.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God. I do it. I do it half on the bottom half.
Yeah, that's okay. That looks good. And you can use the top half for another picture.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that on the top there is something. So.
Oh no, I was just saying how I'm using just one page
Oh
because
my
we
God.
used
The
I
ask at
have the other painting from last week here, so I want to make sure I don't cover it.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, so my canvas is already small and then I only use half the page.
Oh, no worries. And now we're gonna, once you're done with your gray, you're gonna wipe your brush. Don't need to put it in water, just make sure you remove the excess. So remove the excess water or paint, sorry. And now we're gonna grab pure white for clouds. So now I just have pure white. I'm gonna go to the top, go over those highlights. You can bring those down a little bit, just circles. So when I put the white down, I put it at the top, at the edge. And once I'm running out of paint, I bring my brush a little bit further down. Once you're done with the highlights or the pure white, you wash your brush. Now that if you're done with your clouds, you're gonna start with the actual field. So I think we'll do the green one first. We'll go back to our green and we'll go back to our lighter green. And with a smaller brush, you're gonna make a green very close to this one, maybe a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna start mixing my green, yellow, and blue. Because I want a light green, I'm gonna put more yellow than blue. And you can even put a drop of white to make it lighter. And we're going to draw the stems of the flowers in the back. We may not see, so just draw lines, kind of imagining the short lines, smaller lines here and there. You can barely see them, and that's fine. It's just the illusion that there's something going up back there. I'm gonna bring my camera closer in just 1 second so you can see it. So lots of paint on the tip of the brush and small brush strokes going up with just the tip of your brush. As I go down, my green will be not too light, so I can add more yellow and more green to the color I have. So it's a bit stronger. I want it to be very subtle. My lines are now a bit bigger, longer. They don't have to be straight. So it's already looking like the camera is able to pick it up. But you see it looks like there's some fluffy stuff going up. So that's what I want. here now I'm closer to the bottom. That's what I need. That's when I need to make larger lines. So at the bottom, I wanna not super dark, but that middle green we started with. And I wanna do these lines a lot longer, curved. So these are kind of the stem.
Should go to here. Let me put the ear on for you. Go get ear at your finger.
So now I'm putting a little, just a tiny, tiny, tiny drop of black in my green, just to make it darker, but it is very subtle. And I'm gonna go from the corner. So I'm out of the canvas right now and go up. I'm out of the canvas and go up, just to create a little bit of depth here. I'm not dragging the brush too long, just a few lines here. Not too dark, just a little bit. A few lines here and there.
están como la rumba de Rubio. Ya está tomando. No.
So with the darker color I have, I'm going to imagine where the shadow of these clouds could be. So I think this cloud, the shadow will be over here. For this one, maybe a bit further back. And I barely have any paint on my brush. And I kind of rub it around just to create a little bit of an idea that there's shadows from the clouds. And once you're done with that, clean your brush. So I'm just going to repeat what I just did. I had my first green, the green basic green I was using, and I added just a tiny, tiny drop of black. And with that drop of black, and now I got a darker green, and I started making these lines up, just from the bottom up, not too long. And then I kind of, with the whatever what was left in my brush, I imagine where the clouds were projecting the shadow. So if the sun is up here, the shadow would be over here. So just a little indication of darkness. And we'll wait for our brush or for our green to dry. And then we're going to go ahead with the red for the flowers. Perfect. So now we're gonna put a little bit of red on our palette. Any red works. And we're gonna grab a pointy brush if you have one, or a round one. Like this, just round or pointy. And if you have a smaller one, grab that one. So small and round. So the first color we're gonna make is a little bit of a lighter green, sorry, red. So I have my red here, and I'll add white, just a little bit. Sometimes it gives you pink, so if it's giving you pink, you can add a little bit of yellow to make it look more orange. My red doesn't give me pink, it gives me a light red, orangey color. And with this color, I'm just gonna make very, very tiny dots all over at the back. So I'm gonna show you the color I have. Make this pinky, orangey light color. So I just added white to my red. If your color is getting too pinkish, you can add yellow. Just a little bit. So this is the color I mixed. Kind of orange. And we make dots in the back all over. Tiny, tiny dots. Do you mind muting yourselves, please? There's some background noise. Thank you. And just dots. Around all over the place. So at the back, we are going to use that lighter color. And as we go closer to us, so to the bottom, we're gonna add more red to the color we're using. So you add a little bit of red, then make a few dots. As you come down, your dots could be a bit larger and farther apart from each other. To make nice dots, you need to have lots of paint on the tip of your brush. So as you come closer to the bottom, you can even start making the shape of the flower. Like this one. So 4 petals, 4 kind of circles and larger. 4. So when I'm at the bottom, I'm almost using pure red. Notice as I go down, I add more and more red to my color. At the back, I need to put a lot more flowers. I'm just gonna turn my painting so it's easier for me to paint. So for the flowers at the bottom, I am no longer making just dots. I make four petals, 4 circles, touching in the middle, because they are close and big, so we can really see the detail. If you have a color that is like a bright orange, almost red, different from the one you're using, you can get a little bit and put it here over the red to give it a little bit more dimension. I don't have it, so I'm not gonna do that, but what I'll do is I'll just add a little bit of yellow to the red, just a drop to make it lighter. So take your time. When you think you're done, pause and look at the entire picture, not just the red flowers that you're doing, but the entire picture. And if you find that maybe you need to add more flowers in the back, or the color is too light or too dark, you can fix it. Maybe you need more reddish at the back. I'm adding, this is almost pure red with just a dot of yellow. I'm adding more dots to the middle section. And notice how I leave the paint, like I don't spread it completely, it's thick. You can leave it, don't worry about spreading it and making it flat. And once you're done with that, with the red, we're gonna grab black and mix it with the red, but it's almost all black. So, and we're gonna put the dots inside the 4 petals that we made. So it's good to have lots of paint on the tip only, so you only touch and touch it, and that's it. So I just added black to the red I was using, so it's not pure black, but it's still a very dark color. So if you want to do this painting again, but with a different flower, so the basics are the same, the sky, the green field. Maybe you can do a lavender field. So at the back, it will be just dots of purple as you come, of light purple. As you come down, it'll be larger and darker. You can do any flower really. So I'm only putting the black dots maybe in the bottom ones, because realistically the back ones we wouldn't be able to see the dot. Maybe now that we have a little bit of the black in our brush, we'll draw 1 or 2 birds in the sky. So lots of paint on my brush. And very, very tiny curved V's. Maybe another one over here. Even smaller. and that's our painting. So once you're done, don't forget to sign and date. You can do it at the bottom with a dark color once it's dry, or you can do it at the top too, anywhere you find a nice space. I'm gonna do it over here with black. So if you're done and if you have signed, make sure you wash your brushes. Don't forget to date at least a year or the month and year. And wash your brushes very well. So I think this is the second or third time we paint clouds. You're becoming experts. Don't forget the couple of birds. You can paint as many as you like. It gives it a little bit of movement or life. And if you're having trouble making a straight line, just you can use tape.
Savannah,
Yeah.
it's Elaine. I have a question. The kit that we got provided to us, the white color is very, very little, and we use so much. I have some white paint at home, which left over from painting. Could I use that as my white to mix things?
If it's also acrylic white, yes, that's not a problem.
Oh, okay. No, it's a paint, but it's acrylic, I think. Yes.
It depends on, so if you're using one specific type of paint, like acrylics, you should only mix with other acrylics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the last time I went, I bought, actually, I don't have white, red. So I actually bought a red because I got an orange, right? Remember? And then I forgot that I'm supposed to pick up a white as well. But now don't want to go out so much as it's dangerous to go out. So if I don't, I went out with white.
Yeah. I'm not sure if maybe if you're running out, if maybe there's someone who could pick it up for you. But yeah, usually if you're needing white, I recommend this titanium white. And you're right. We use a lot of white. I think this big bottle was
okay. Thank you.
$4 at Michael's, and they usually have 40% coupons, so you can use.
No, I went to the store and my red it's only $1.50.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So you can use them.
But then the white that we supplied to us, I'll never be able to draw any clouds because it is not thick enough. It's watery. The paper does not absorb the white. I find it very difficult.
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the brand. I like Michael's paints just because they're not as transparent, and with the coupon you also get a good price.
30%.
I think this big bottle was $2 or $3. So it's worth it. The only thing is with the coupon you can only buy one thing at a time per day.
Right.
Yeah, but it's like this will last a long time, and the supplies, they're tiny bottles, but you get lots of colors, so that's why we like those fun packages.
No, those are good because especially I told May as well, the way that you guys did it is very good because I do not want to buy a bunch of things and then I find out myself I have no talent for art. I do not want to draw anymore. But the way that you gave us, at least we got to try it out, and if we really like it, then we can get more in depth, which is great.
Yes, you're right. And you get to experiment, and
that's right.
Once you know what colors you like, and if you're feeling comfortable mixing colors, you don't need as many. You only need the basic colors.
Or knowing that I really like to draw, then I can get more in depth. Otherwise, going out buy a bunch of things and then haven't got a chance to try it out and see whether I really have that talent or interest or whatever.
Yes, you're right. Well, I think everyone is done now. So I would love to see your painting.